Welcome back for a new episode to Girls Night Out Loud. I'm Darine.
And I'm Donna.
And today's topic is, can men and women really be just friends? That's a very spicy one.
What do you think?
We're not going to talk about religions. We're just talking about, in general, it's possible that men and women can be friends. There's a lot of context involved, obviously. It's possible. They need to have like a clear communication from the start to make sure so they grew up together, group friends as well. You look at me like I'm saying something so wrong.
Do you have platonic male friendships?
I do, but they're all gay. So it works, right? I have to specify that they are gay.
Have you had straight?
Yes, back in France. Very good friends, and I know him from high school, like literally high school.
Okay.
But to be honest, we were literally friends. Nothing. We didn't even need to talk because it was like natural.
Is he someone that you'd be attracted to?
Don't think. No, obviously no.
Okay.
But I don't think so. He would be attracted to me too.
Okay.
What about you?
Like friendships to me are really important. Like I really value my friendships, so that to me doesn't matter if it's a female or a male. I have really close male friendships. As you said earlier, I think it's a boundary that you have to set from the get-go. Honestly, I feel like once that simple boundary is set, it literally breaks down any walls, and it allows for authentic friendship. Like one of my closest male friends, I've been friends with for 10 years.
Okay. And they just straight. They're not gay.
Straight.
Okay.
Yeah. And in saying that, and I get along with men really well in a friendship way. So I don't know, I'm comfortable around male energy.
Yeah, me too.
I honestly don't see a problem with it. I am honest about it as well when I'm in a relationship. I like to introduce my male friends to my partner.
Same.
And then obviously it's up to my partner how he wants to approach that and how he feels about it. But I am a firm believer in if everything is out in the open and it's being and you're honest about it, there's nothing to hide. And I feel like when you can be open and honest like that, then you should be able to trust. And this goes the opposite way as well. I've had boyfriends that had girlfriends, and honestly I encourage it. I never tell my boyfriends who they can and can't be friends with. And honestly, if a man's going to cheat on you, they'll cheat on you, whether you,
you say no or yes.
Exactly. So, and the other way around as well. It's if they wanted to be with them, they'd be with them.
Exactly. Yeah.
So,
but also there's a context. Let's say I am with someone and my partner say that he has a female friends.
Yeah.
And he told me that they've been friends for over 10 years, 5 years or whatever. I'm like, okay, no problem.
Yeah.
But if he said that, oh, she's my friend, and he only know for 2 months.
But that friendship 10 years ago had to start somewhere.
Yeah, but please.
I don't know. I just think that's double standards. And
Me,
obviously,
no, I don't think so.
But I mean, it's your opinion. You're allowed to have your opinion.
Of course. I'm I am your friend now.
Yeah. I mean, I know a lot of women that this is a hard no for.
Yes. I think a brand new one out of nowhere, I will find it a bit questionable in this sentence.
What about colleagues, work friends?
Yeah. I mean, it has to be respectful in a work environment. So they work together. I have partner when they've been working with a female. I have no problem with that. They're working together. They have partners. He was with me, so no problem. But if it's out of the blue and she's oh, she's a very good friend, we bonded. I find it not as threatening, but I'm why?
And honestly, I don't know if this is still on par with what you're saying, but I've had male friends, some of my male friends, their partners had a problem with them being friends with me, and we had to stop being friends. At the end of the day, if they need to do that to respect their partner, then they can. But to me, if they go through with that, then they were never my friend. Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
Because if you were my friend, you would not fight for it, but at least set a boundary with your partner as well.
But what was the reason?
I have no idea. I've literally had a really close guy friend that were no longer friends because their partner didn't
jealous.
want us to be friends. And I actually said, like, if she would like to meet me, like, I'd be so happy to do that. Like,
let's have a drink, girlfriend.
I mean, they're not in the same country, but like,
okay.
even so, like, I wouldn't have an issue with it. And like, I'm someone that I want to make sure like there's transparency, and like I would want to show them that they've got nothing to worry about. At the same time, I'm also not here to convince anyone. Yeah.
If it does happen, I will, I feel like my friend needs to respect the partner, and but also I want her to give me a chance. If we have been a long time friendship, like over 10 years we're talking about, I would love to meet obviously the partner. And if that's the case, he would introduce me to her. And then if like she don't feel comfortable, and like I don't really like Darren, first of all, I would feel attacked. I'm like, hello, everyone loves me. What are you talking about, girl? No, but like realistically, I was like, oh, why exactly? Can you give me a reason? Did I've done something wrong?
See, I think that's very immature, and I think it's like
from her.
Yes, and I think it speaks to someone's insecurity. But at the end of the day, like that's not your relationship to to figure out. Like that's on them to figure that out. And if that means that they lose a friendship with you, then that's that.
Yes.
But I've also had this conversation with guy friends, and
what to say?
Like how they would react when their if their partner had a guy friend. And I don't know, like obviously there's always that argument that, well, like what if they're waiting for you to give them the green light to have sex with you, like
as a friend?
As in, like, the argument was that...
Hello? Something wrong here.
I guess they're speaking from a male's perspective, where, like, if they're friends with a girl, and if that girl gave them the green light, they would jump on it. But I don't know, like, I don't think I can say that about my friendships. Like, I feel like it surpasses, like, it's almost familial. So my male friends have had the argument that them being men... Sometimes they've been friends with girls where they've remained friends with them because the woman had the boundary. But if the woman said...
It's one way.
Yeah. So, but that's them. That's who they are as a person. It speaks more to that person.
For me, it's always like one's going to be hurt anyway. Because if someone say, no, we are just friends, I will never. But they say, yeah, of course we are friends. But deep down, do you think you will... wish?
But I think like if even if that's the case in the beginning, because obviously when you set a boundary and if someone wasn't expecting that, obviously they're going to be hurt. But I think there comes a point in that friendship where both people realize, and especially the one that had an open door, maybe if you're lucky, you get to that stage where you're able to like cross that bridge, like actually value the friendship that you have.
And you don't want to do that.
And that's why, I mean, in saying that, like, I've got one good male friend that has been my friend for like 10 years.
Okay.
Everyone else kind of falls off. But in saying that, I don't think it's because there's, like, you just move, like, life goes on.
If they have set the boundary and we open communication and we are also emotionally mature to understand that, yes, it's possible.
Yeah.
But when when someone is like lying to themselves and say, yes, I can be friend, but obviously, and also you can tell when someone is...
What?
When someone is like hopping something behind as well, the way the body language as well.
I mean, like I've had exes that started off as friends on my end, but I don't think it was the case on their end. But that's because I like to build some kind of a friendship first. Yes. But in saying that, I'm also a little bit weird in the sense where it can't be too friendly or I don't feel attraction.
Yes.
There's like a fine line.
I think for women, it's very easy to set the boundary because we know if we can be friends with that person or not. Yeah. Let's be like, and I think so.
Yeah. And like, I don't know about you, but like, I feel like I know very, very quickly if I want someone as a friend or if I want someone as more than a friend. I can literally within seconds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not with that second, but I can feel the vibes. You can feel the vibes like, oh, I don't think so. I can see myself with that person. Definitely that's going to be a friend. It is possible. I don't think, I'm not against, but it depends the context, number one. Yeah. How long you've been friends with that person as well. And if you do, like if you are single, yes, it's like how you set the boundary and to communicate with that your friend and see how it goes, because sometimes they will say yeah, but deep down maybe they're just wishing one day the door will be open, and that's, you know, they both need to be aware.
Yeah. And then at the end of the day, that friendship then is very one-sided.
One-sided.
And like that will, like the truth will always come out.
Exactly. One day
Yeah.
it could take 6 months, 1 year,
Yeah.
2 years, like it will come out. Like get ready for
Yeah.
that.
And like honestly, like even like what I was saying earlier, it's not always going to be the case. Like it's like maybe that's why I have one male friendship that has endured the test of time and not 10, because maybe 10 people couldn't do it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So maybe it's like, maybe you meet that like people that are special, and then there's people that obviously don't have the right intention.
I have a one thing as well. Think about when it happened before, and I saw it, not me personally, but I saw it. You are with someone, okay? And then John, your partner, has a very long...
Can we change his name?
Oh la la, who cares? What, David?
No, not that one either.
Pick one. So which name?
I'm just joking.
Okay, so John, we go back to John. Thank you, John. So let's say you are with John, and John has a very long-term friendship with Laura, okay? And he wants to introduce Laura, but Laura, she's very like over the top, like body language over him, and she always like, do you remember? You know, this kind of girl. She may be possessive over him because you are the new girlfriend. Let's say you've been dating with John for 3 or 4 months, so brand new, and then she's like, oh, John, and like, how do you feel?
I'm very observant.
Yes.
I just observe, and I'm quite nonchalant. So I think I would just hold space for that and like observe
I can see
the
your
behavior. And like I just feel like at the end of the day, she's not my responsibility, and how she behaves is on her.
Yeah.
It's not a reflection of my partner.
Yes.
And how my partner behaves is a reflection of him, and he's who I'm looking at, not her.
Yes. But I saw that many times. The friend can sit on the lap. They're like,
oh.
Yeah, like I saw that. 100%.
I just feel like I would not choose a man like that.
Yeah. And they're like laughing, and they're like, giddy.
I mean, at the end of the day, like if something really made me uncomfortable, I'd bring it up, and I'd say like, hey, like, just, I don't know if that's normal behavior, but like it just makes me feel a bit uncomfortable.
Yeah. She took a lot of space.
And then it's up to him to then set a boundary with her, because you know he could have been single for like 5 years, and this like she's just comfortable being that way with him, and now that he's got a girlfriend, she probably doesn't know how to behave, and maybe he doesn't see anything wrong with it because he's used to that. But maybe if you bring it to their attention, they can then set a boundary, and then it's up to them to like deal with that. But
you need to bring it up.
Yeah, I feel like it's just communication, really, at the end of the day. And I would expect the same with my partner. Like if I was doing something that made them feel uncomfortable with guy friends, like I'd expect them to bring it up and not like just retaliate or like act out of insecurity.
We understand the friendship, but also like you have to be respectful. There's a new girlfriend. It may work or not. That's not your problem. You have to respect the new relationship with your friend, and if it's really your friend and you really like him, you have to be respectful with that.
Exactly.
And don't be mean with the new girlfriend and feel her uncomfortable, because otherwise there will be like an issue in this relationship, and maybe you may not be around because the boyfriend will say, hey, my girlfriend, she doesn't like when you do. Like it has to be like fair.
And like, I don't know, I think it also comes down to who you are as a person, and like how consistent you show up and how consistent your behaviors are. So like when I have introduced guy friends to my partners in the past, if they know me and they know how matter of fact I am, then they know that what I am saying.
You don't do that. With me, you don't do this. Huh?
But like, it's like what I'm saying is the truth, as in like I'm not saying one thing and doing something else.
Yeah, true.
So I think, but that comes up because of how consistent I am with my behavior. Is it a red flag if someone has too many opposite sex friendships to you?
I don't see that as a red flag. However, I want to meet them, all of them, one by one.
Yeah.
To make sure everything is okay.
Yeah.
And I have no problem, no issue. If like there's a mutual respect between me and them, I don't think so this is a problem.
So, next question.
Oula.
How would you react if someone catches feelings? Like, let's say you're in a friendship and the opposite sex catches the feelings, or you catch the feelings. How are you reacting?
Okay, so well,
Catch a flight.
Run. No, if let's say the guy catch a feeling for me after X years of friendship,
Yeah.
I will communicate with that person without hurting the feeling. I'm like, what's happened exactly? Because no, I mean, like
Feelings were caught. That's what happened.
no, but I'm like, what I've done? No, joking. No, but tell me what exactly, because I want to
Or
understand.
like how you led them to. But sometimes it's got nothing to do with you and everything to do with them.
It's just the personality, and because we know each other for so
Yeah.
long and think, but I would love to understand, because for me, when I say this is a friend, this is a friend. If it like, oh, one day say I really like you, but not the way you think I like you, I'm like,
Yeah.
you mean you love me? Define love, please, about me.
But like, so once there's that confession has been made, can you see yourself continuing that friendship, or do you terminate it?
I want to know if that person will feel comfortable first.
What I would do is I would cut it off,
Are we?
because it's once like
But
when we're not on
imagine
the
it
same
will-
page.
Oh yeah.
Like, why? If I know that I don't have feelings for you and I don't foresee myself catching feelings for you, like, it would be unfair to continue being your friend because it's not on.
Maybe give some space.
No, I just cut them off.
But maybe he's like, you don't know, maybe like just weak. This is like a moment of weakness.
I don't have weak friends.
Oh, excuse me. All right. But what I try, maybe that, you asked me that question, so I try to find, like, maybe he's weak for that moment, and we'll give some space for him to reconsider if it's very too difficult.
No, because then he would
cut.
just change his mind. But mind and feelings are not the same thing.
Yeah, maybe you're right. Yeah. I didn't think like this. Well, I will cut. Allez, cut. Next. No more friendship. I'm sorry. You lose. Imagine you say that. You don't want to be mean as well, because that's why I try to...
I mean, I've done that. I've cut off a person.
Because it was that situation?
Because I genuinely, like, if I have mental chemistry with someone, I don't necessarily take that as, like, romantic. I'm a very... Like, I need mental stimulation in my friendships and relationships. So it doesn't mean that just because I have mental chemistry with someone that I'm going to find them attractive.
Yeah, true.
It just means that I really enjoy talking to you, and that's it. But if they are perceiving that as interest, then I'm going to let them know that that's not the case.
No.
And if they unfortunately confess all these feelings, like, I can't continue on with a friendship that is like that, because you're going to take everything that I say and spin it like Delulu.
And then I truly believe after when someone loves you, they can straight away hate you like this. So everything you're going to do...
Well, there is a fine line between love and hate.
Exactly. So everything you're going to say or do, they're going to interpret in the wrong way. And then it's going to be like a big nightmare.
I have another question.
Yes.
Would you let your partner go on a one-on-one, like, date? Not a date. A one-on-one.
Don't say date.
A one-on-one,
like
a catch-up, like for lunch or breakfast or dinner. I think dinner's pushing it, but...
Pushing love. Let's coffee.
But, like, would you allow... Not even allow, because, I mean, free will. People have free will. But would you let your partner...
Yeah. It's happened for me. My previous partner has a female friendship.
Yeah.
And I have no issue. Like, literally, because he told me, like, oh, I know this girl for X years. We've been studied together. And sometimes you have to catch up with her for coffee. First of all, I trust him.
Yeah.
And he told me the truth.
Yeah.
And then he told me that... she's a lot going on. It was like she's having some issue at the moment, so whatever. So I have no problem, but I haven't met her yet. I mean,
Is there a reason you haven't, like,
I don't even remember why.
Okay.
But it was about to, but I think we never met for some reason. But
Yeah.
now it's over, so we don't care. But like at that time, I haven't met that friend.
Yeah.
But I know they were catching up for coffee.
Yeah.
But he say we're going there for an hour, and trust me,
Yeah.
was to come back after an hour. So
I also think, like, I don't know, like, I don't know about you, but I really trust my intuition. And I have found out a lot of things literally purely through intuition. And I've been in a situation where my partner had friends, like work friends. And like, I'm literally all for that. Like, if you're, like, I want you to be happy at work, so you should make friends at work. So like, to me, that wasn't the issue. But it wasn't until I met them as a group that this one particular girl was acting weird. And like, I literally just like, and I wasn't even looking for it. Like, I wasn't sitting there going, so which one of these bitches? Like, I literally was just like, and I was, obviously they were meeting me for the first time, so like I was very present and just, you know, in conversation, but like something just was off about this one girl. And I just knew that, and I didn't see reciprocation from my partner. Like, when I was like, because I also do this weird thing where like, literally like have a bird's eye view of a situation. Like, I'll be in conversation and then I'll like, it's almost like I get out of my body and I can look at it from a bird's eye view to like observe like what the hell is going on. Like, I just observed everyone in the room and I could just tell that she was acting weird and she couldn't look at me, like she couldn't do eye contact.
Or even when she talked to you.
Yeah. And like everyone else at this meeting were like, you know, wanting to get to know me and like,
of course,
you know, doing what normal people do when you're meeting your friend's partner.
100%.
But this one girl was just not giving the same energy. And like, I don't expect everyone to like be my fan, but at the same time,
woohoo! This is Donna!
But I was like, like something's off here.
No, obviously it's
but
off.
I did, like, through my observation, I never saw reciprocation from him, and like I felt like I knew him pretty well, so I didn't see that coming from him. It was more so coming from her.
Yeah.
And in that instance, I didn't really bring it up because it's like what are you going to bring up?
Say just a one little word.
Yeah, I mean,
I would say something.
I just let it like observe from then on. But at the end of the day, like, I think it also comes down to trust. And like, obviously, if you trust your partner, you trust that like they're choosing you even if you're not around. But at the end of the day, like I said earlier, if they decide that they don't, then that's something you have to be okay with too, because I'd rather know now than later.
Of course. 100%.
So like, and again, like if someone is gonna do wrong by you, they're gonna do it.
For me, yes, I like meeting friends because I want to know how they're gonna be around. And I was pretty lucky that mostly when my partner introduced me to this group, this friendship, I was like, oh my God, it's you, Frenchie. My God, he told me a lot about you. Oh my God, it's you. La, 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 la. So I know, it's fine. I have no problem. So that's good. But if you see something off and she acting, she doesn't even talk to you, look at you, girl.
Yeah.
We know. I know, you know. That's it. It's over for you and I. It's done. That's it. Thank you. And I would say one word to my partner. I'm like, that girl? No. Full stop.
Or you just let it play out.
Play. Why don't you play? There's no time to play. You go up. Thank you. Bye.
I think it comes down to you and your partner and how you deal with that.
Communication, how you deal, emotionally maturity as well.
Exactly, yeah.
If you are not mature enough and control your emotion, that's gonna be a problem. Well, I like this topic.
That was interesting.
That's very interesting and I love it.
Yeah, so like, what would you say is your final thoughts on it? Yeah.
It is possible. I mean, I don't see anything against. It's happened for me in the past, and I'm not jealous in general anyway. I trust my partner. That's why I decide to be with my partner. Otherwise, what's the point if you are jealous or you don't trust? But also, like, it depends of the context. It depends of a lot of things. But for me, if you introduce me to them, I have no issue. And also, it's the respect and the behavior as well.
Yeah.
And if everything is healthy, it's fine.
Yeah.
Otherwise, goodbye.
Exactly.
What about you? What's your final thoughts?
The same. Like, obviously, as I mentioned, like, I think friendships should be important. I don't have an issue with my partner having friends as well. And like I as I said earlier, I encourage it because it's like, you know, I'm not going to be a friend all the time. Sometimes I'm going to need a partner, and sometimes you're going to need a friend. You get two different perspectives from two different types of friends. Like your guy friends are going to tell you a certain way. And obviously, I think this is also where you're able to tell if your guy friend is not really your guy friend through the advice that they give you. Because if they really were not for you, they would always have something negative to say about your partner.
True.
Whereas like my male friends don't always, like if they know that I'm in the wrong, they're going to tell me I'm in the wrong.
Yeah.
Like they're
100%.
not trying to pick a side. They're just
They're
being
trying to be
objective.
Yeah.
Yeah. Whereas like your female friends sometimes can be like, fuck that guy. Drop him. So it's always nice to have like obviously an emotional perspective from your female friends and a logical perspective from your male friends. So I definitely agree that, I mean, I don't know if you guys agree, but that's my take on it.
Well, they're gonna tell us. So
Yeah.
please make sure to let us know, what do you think about it is possible and coexist like a friendship between
Yeah.
men and women? Please let us know, because we would like to hear your thought. Do you believe in this? Do you trust your partner as well, or yourself?
Yeah. Or tell us about a time that maybe you got burned, why you can't do it anymore.
We
I don't
want
know.
the tea, please.
Give us
let
something
us know.
juicy. So that's a wrap, and we will see you on the next episode of Girls Night Out Loud. See ya.
See ya.